Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world of darkness, and welcome to Rage Across New York, the Werewolf venue. On today's scene, we'll see a follow-up of the mood as Katori and his lovely assistant, calls the Fury, are quite soaked in blood, and you know, they need to do lupus thing to wash themselves out. So he is going to go to one of the lakes so that they can wash up all that thing. And this is where we will start our scene.
So, if they are heading down to the lake, Coles will happily follow Katori down to the water's edge and start trying to get some of the blood and gore out of her fur, because when she's having to pull out different named body parts for her briar, this is more than simply just a little bit of blood. You don't want to get it matted in your fur.
That is true indeed. As Katori is starting to splash himself in the water, trying to get all the things. Probably also wanting to wash himself off from the act that he enacted on one that before becoming an Adrian he saw as a form of mentor, as a way perhaps to wash away literally the past away from his fur and himself. Thank you for assisting me.
It was an honor, Katori, Rare, to help you at such an important event. I understand it was not an easy task that was put before you.
It is indeed not something that I would have wanted. However, we cannot overwatch what he has done. No matter how much he would have be useful to the Sept, the way he did it smelled too much of hubris and put us all in danger. It needed to happen.
Indeed, debts must be paid, and the balance with the spirits, as all balances, must be kept.
Indeed. I would need to watch Dr. Mega. He has yet a debt to pay. But at least it is to Unicorn. And I promised that I would take care of it if he wasn't up to the task. So I think that from that end, we are safe for now.
If you have said you will guarantee this debt, I cannot imagine you letting this go. So, as you say, if you say we are safe from this, then I shall trust you.
It's not as if there wasn't members of the Sept that despised each other, it would be quite easy to find two. It is not the hardest of chimnage.
That is good. If you
Mm.
think you already have a solution, if it is necessary.
Hmm. Yes. So, how do you find this sept now that you have spent a little bit more time here?
I have found much that I was looking for. I was looking for somewhere on the front line, somewhere that needed fighting for. When I first came, I was almost worried there was no hope for this place, that although we thought it was still ours, that the Weaver had surrounded it so much that realistically it no longer belonged to us. But I have seen, both in the fights and the actions that I have participated in and that I have heard from others, and when I have spoken to others, the character and soul of Gaia it still fights within some of them. And I would like to stay in this place.
Hmm.
I
It is.
feel I feel there are those who I can speak to. There are those who perhaps mean well and fight well, but may have lost to an extent a sight of what we are fighting for, as they are always defending. And if I can inspire them forwards and drive them forwards and help them find that piece of Gaia and wild within them to keep fighting and to push forwards so that we are not always defending, then I would see that I have done something for this place.
Hmm. It is indeed how we are reduces. It is true. We are on the defense always. Be good to attack for once.
Not all attacks are bloody, although many are, and many may end in blood. There are other ways we may seek to push outwards, but right now, the one thing that unsettles me is I am still I am still on my own. It is hard to think outwards and think forwards when there is no one at your back.
Hmm. Well, things can change. Have you thought about what I asked you
Which
about you joining a pack?
I have. I would I would, Raya, it was not if it was still in your interest, and if I have spoken to those in your pack, as I wanted to do. I have I have spoken to your beta, and I sought out she who I did not know so well in Ren, and I feel they have got more of a measure of me, and for myself, I have got to know them a little better, and I feel that they I would be honored to have them and yourself at my back and to fight at the back of yours and to find the new things with you and to go forward if you would have me.
Hmm. Well, I will then ask you a question. What thing did you learn that you didn't know before? What knowledge did you gain by coming here? And what do you make of this?
Sorry, I didn't hear the very last bit of that.
Basically, you know, what what did you learn and what do you make of this knowledge?
I have learnt some of which, some things here of courage. I have learnt some things of the Weaver which I did not know. I had Where I was from before was mostly wild. We avoided most of the Weaver that was not necessary, or that they said was absolutely necessary. I have learnt that, as distasteful as it is, sometimes you must follow the Weaver's paths and tricks and rules to hide from it and to achieve things within its bounds. What I have taken from this is the Weaver is this does not make me any like the Weaver anymore or trust it anymore, but that, like when you are stalking other prey and you must be downwind, sometimes you must follow certain patterns, follow certain tricks to be able to hunt in the right way. And to hunt in this place is different.
He will nod. Good. I see that you have learned and you have adapted. Yet you are keeping your way. That is that is something that I can appreciate. It has been a while since I had a true wolf by my side. Hmm. I think that, yes, your voice, being also one of a galliard, might be indeed interesting to be heard. Hamids. Hamids are strong. Strong within the city. They understand things that we don't. But They sometimes forget that we are not Hamid. It is up to us to make them remember.
Indeed. And remember they should. Because just because they know the ways here, this does not make them the right ways. They are not necessarily, they are a way to do things, but sometimes they get so caught up in following the weaver's patterns and following the weaver's rules that they forget when to step off of the path and to run and to chase.
I think this is going to be very interesting. Right now, we have, as you know, we have a girl to free, but I feel that the most urgent matters remain the affair in the subway near the middle worm. What is happening down there? I do not like it. Beast of War. Beast of War is a mighty opponent. Something that most Garu will have problem to face. Or Rage. Rage is not going to be the option. For he feeds on it. I have felt it when Storm Eater was upon us. I faced with others an aspect of a beast of war. I felt the thrall by its mere presence. We will need to be careful, especially around our runes.
Your knowledge of this spirit or this kind of spirit will serve us well. And I agree. The worm, this abomination hiding from us within the weaver's webs, within the weaver's constructions of this city. They use it to hide themselves. We may have to break some of the web to get there, but we will. And we will need to destroy this thing. I can only offer what I can. My calls, I'm more used to inspiring and driving others forward through their rage to achieve things, but I can make some small efforts to help them find a clarity of mind as well. For sometimes we need to still the rage just for a little while so we may think clearly and more, and then find what we need and then drive that rage forward.
He nods. Well, we shall see indeed where our endeavor will guide us. As for now, I think we need to make sure that everyone respect the word that I've spoken to the moot. Skipper, it is our duty to make sure that the spirits of a set find rest. And perhaps sometimes we will need to bite other Garu's ankles to make them remember. Hmm.
I will do what I need to and what you say to remind those who need reminding, those who perhaps should not need reminding. Your words were not exactly unclear, but
Hmm. Hmm. He he turns to Calls the Fury as he has finished getting out the gore of his fur. You will find out that Garu have a very short attention span within the city.
yes, there are so many flashing lights and distractions here. I can see how easily they are diverted. But so yes, your your thoughts that the lupuses may be needed to remind them how to successfully track and stay on their prey and stay focused when needed. For if one cannot remain focused on a hunt, one will go hungry.
He nods. Good. Hmm. He thinks for a little bit. Hmm. We shall see a little bit, but I'm currently thinking that perhaps a little dance for water spirits might lift up their moral, or we can see other means. I think we will discuss it with the others. But if you have suggestions, I will be open for them.
I will. I do not claim to have great knowledge of the spirits, but I will think on this, and I will bring any thoughts I have to yourself and the others. So, as a group, it can be more successfully brought forward and thought over, so others who have the knowledge can see any problems.
He nods. Well, I think we had a rough night. Would you perhaps want to pay a visit to your tribal totem?
I would go there with you if you have the time. I know you must be busy.
Well, we will make a detour first to Vyuktana Shrine, but I have all the time for a spirit. This is kind of my job.
Calls will just perk up her ears and look like she's ready to follow you.
And, yep, he will trot out of the water to get to Yuktana Shrine to make a little offering to the totem before they will start to go to the Black Fury part of the Sept. And I think that this is a good moment to call it a scene. Thank you, player, for playing, watchers for watching, and we shall see you next time.